Hello everybody and welcome back to my video gaming channel. Okay, today we're talking about the amazing PlayStation 1 game Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid is an action-adventure stealth video game developed and published by Konami for the PlayStation in 1998. It was directed, produced and written by Hideo Kojima and follows the MSX2 video games Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, which Kojima also worked on. Players control Solid Snake, a soldier who infiltrates a nuclear weapons facility to neutralize the terrorist threat from FOXHOUND, a renegade special force unit. Snake must liberate hostages and stop the terrorists from launching a nuclear strike. Cinematic cutscenes were rendered using the in-game engine and graphics, and voice acting is used throughout. I purchased this game on the week of the title launch. I was totally hooked from the onset. It was the first game I played that actually felt like I was playing in a film. The story and gameplay was like no other game at the time and set a totally new benchmark for action-adventure video games. It was a great game, and it was a game that you would return back to. In fact, I recall playing this game about 10 times way back in 1998. This is an all-time classic game in gaming history. So how does it feel to play this game after 24 years? Well, let's get started and find out. The player must navigate the protagonist, Solid Snake, through a nuclear weapons facility without being detected by enemies. When Snake moves into an enemy's field of vision, he sets off an alert mode that draws enemies, so you must be very careful. When this happens, Snake must hide until the evasion mode begins. When the counter reaches 0, the player returns to infiltrate mode, where enemies are no longer suspicious. It's also important to stress that the radar cannot be used in alert or evasion mode. In addition to the stealth gameplay, the set-piece sequences entail firefights between the player and the enemies. To remain undetected, the player can perform techniques which make use of Snake's abilities and the environment, such as crawling under objects, using boxes as cover, ducking or hiding around walls, and making noise to distract enemies. An on-screen radar provides the player with the location of nearby enemies and their field of vision. Snake can also make use of many items and gadgets, such as infrared goggles and a cardboard box disguise. This emphasis on stealth promotes a less violent form of gameplay, as fights against large groups of enemies will often result in severe damage to Snake. Therefore, stealth is the key tactic to winning this game. Despite the switch to 3D, the game is still played primarily from an overhead perspective, very similar to the original 2D Metal Gear games. However, the camera angle will change during certain situations, such as a corner view when Snake flattens himself to a wall next to an open space, or into first person when crawling under tight spaces, or when equipping certain items such as binoculars or a sniper rifle. Snake can also use the first person view while remaining idle to look around Snake's surroundings and see what's ahead of him. Progress is punctuated by cutscenes and codec, as well as encounters with bosses. To progress, you must discover the weaknesses of each boss and defeat them. Play controls and strategies can also be accessed via the codec radio, where advice is delivered from Snake's support team. For example, the support team may chastise Snake for not saving his progress often enough, or explain his combat moves in terms of which buttons to press on the gamepad. The codec is also used to provide exposition on the game's backstory. Okay, that was a quick overview of the game. Now let's have a look at the plot of the game. Let's start the adventure by looking at the amazing intro. This clip definitely had the wow factor. It was kind of up there with the intro to Star Wars A New Hope, when that big starship came flying in at the beginning of the film.
The nuclear weapons disposal facility on Shadow Moses Island in Alaska's Fox Archipelago was attacked and captured by next-generation special forces, being led by members of FOXHOUND. They're demanding that the government turn over the remains of Big Boss, and they say that if their demands are not met within 24 hours, they'll launch a nuclear weapon. You'll have two mission objectives. First, you're to rescue DARPA Chief Donald Anderson and the president of Armstech, Kenneth Baker. Both are being held as hostages. Secondly, you're to investigate whether or not the terrorists have the ability to make a nuclear strike and stop them if they do.
What's the insertion method?
We'll approach the disposal facility by sub.
And then?
We'll launch a one-man SDV. After the SDV gets as close as it can, dispose of it. From there on, you'll have to swim. High-Tech Special Forces Unit FOXHOUND. Your former unit, and one that I was a commander of.
So they're still around.
There are 6 members of FOXHOUND involved in this terrorist activity. Psycho Mattis, with his powerful psychic abilities. Sniper Wolf, the beautiful and deadly sharpshooter. Decoy Octopus, master of disguise. Vulcan Raven, giant and shaman. And Revolver Ocelot, specialist in interrogation and a formidable gunfighter. And finally, in charge of them, FOXHOUND squad leader, Liquid Snake.
Liquid Snake?
The man with the same codename as you. The nuclear weapons disposal facility covers the whole island. I'll instruct you by codec after you reach your target.
Anyone going with me?
As usual, this is a one-man infiltration mission.
Weapons and equipment OSP?
Yes. This is a top-secret black op. Don't expect any official support.
Okay, so Metal Gear Solid takes place in an alternative history in which the Cold War continued into the 1990s, ending at some point near the end of the 20th century. The game's events take place 6 years after those in the downfall of Zanzibarland and form the third chapter in an overarching plot concerning the character of Solid Snake. In 2005, a renegade genetically enhanced Special Forces unit FOXHOUND seizes control of a remote island in Alaska codenamed Shadow Moses, which houses a nuclear weapons disposal facility. FOXHOUND threatens to use the nuclear-capable mecha Metal Gear Rex being secretly tested at the facility against the United States government if they do not receive the remains of Big Boss and a ransom of $1 billion within 24 hours. Therefore, our hero, Solid Snake, is forced out of retirement by Colonel Roy Campbell to infiltrate the island and neutralize this threat. During the mission, Snake receives support and advice via codec radio. Colonel Roy Campbell, Solid Snake's former commanding officer, supports Snake with information and tactics. He is joined also by Naomi Hunter, who gives medical advice, Natasha Romenko, who provides item and weapon tips, Master Miller, a former drill instructor and survivor coach, and Mi Ling, who invented the Soliton radar system used in the mission and is also in charge of mission data. The player can also call her to save the game.
No one but you will be able to hear it.
At this stage, Solid Snake has no weapons with only the punch and chokehold attacks at his disposal. The scope can be used to scout the area from a safe distance, whereas the cigarettes just have no purpose at this stage. You need to be careful, you need to avoid running across water puddles to prevent the Arctic warfare troops from hearing Snake's footsteps. And should the enemy spot Snake, well, this will trigger the alert mode. Should this happen, well, there is an opening in the railings to the south which can be used to dive into the water and hide. Or alternatively, as I would prefer, the guards can be choked with a chokehold without the fear of reinforcements arriving. So we must exit the water and crawl into the open, and while avoiding the two patrolling guards, head east to the firewall, where another ration can be located behind the container to the south. Next, head north to the forklift, where another ration can be found. Try and hide behind the forklift and wait for a third guard to arrive in the area via the nearby elevator, and then take your moment and enter in order to ascend to the heliport. Okay, so Snake's now at the heliport. The main goal of this level is to infiltrate the tank hangar. Snake's commanding officer, Roy Campbell, will explain the different options for entering the tank hangar. The best way to enter the building without being spotted is the ventilation duct on the upper floor, so we've got to head there.
Behind D. Colonel, what's a Russian gunship doing here?
I have no idea, but it looks like our little diversion got their attention. Now's your best chance to slip in unnoticed.
Head north towards the searchlights, but stay out of them.
I'm counting on you, Snake.
Also, don't forget to pick up the chaff grenades, which can be picked up from the centre of the helipad. Then we head to the room to the west, where a surveillance camera will be spotted by Snake. By pressing against the wall and moving underneath it, the camera's sight can be avoided and stun grenades can be procured. Go to the centre of the area again, then head north to the cargo truck. Inside can be found the SOCOM pistol. Very useful, don't forget that either. Next, we want to head east towards the containers located on the snowy bank. Walk up the stairs directly ahead, but time it carefully to avoid a second camera. Before reaching the top of the stairs, wait a moment until the guard turns up and then walks away. We now want to head west towards the duct, and then once you get there, crawl into it.
Snake, this is McDonald Miller. It's been a long time.
Master, what are you doing here?
I quit being a drill instructor, so I moved out here for some peace and quiet. I'm in retirement, just like you. Once in a while, I still help train the Alaskan Scouts.
Passing on the skills to a new generation, huh?
Campbell told me about the situation here. I thought I might be of some use.
There's no one I'd rather have in a foxhole than you.
Well, I know lots about survival in a harsh environment. I've lived in Alaska longer than you. So call me if you have any questions about the flora or fauna out here. My frequency is 141.80.
I moved the Darker Chief to the cell in the first floor basement.
What about the vent shaft cleaning?
They just opened the vent covers. They're about to start spraying for rats.
First floor basement ventilation shaft.
Shut those covers as soon as they're done spraying. Also, keep your eye on that woman in the cell. Don't get careless now.
Woman in the cell?
Okay, so you keep travelling through the duct and then look for an open vent cover to enter the hangar. Upon reaching the open vent cover at the end of the upper duct, climb down the ladder onto the walkway situated above the main floor of the hangar. Chaff can also be picked up at the west. Then move east, either using chaff to temporarily disable the camera or staying out of its field of vision. Continue south, then east into an open room where thermal goggles can be located behind some crates, though the area is guarded by another camera. When leaving the room, continue south, follow the walkway around, passing a locked level 1 door to the west, and another camera will be seen at the end. Either use a chaff or avoid it by hiding in a corner and carefully timing Snake's run down the stairs to the main floor. Two M1 Abraham tanks can be seen stationed on the main floor of the hangar. Call the elevator to the north and select the first floor basement, B1. Now we're in Tank Hangar B1, the holding cells, and the goal here is to rescue the DARPA chief. The Soliton radar will display a green dot to the east, representing the position of the DARPA chief. Pressing against the wall west of the elevator will reveal the chief himself inside a prison cell. With no level 1 card to access the cells, use the ladder to the southeast and crawl into the open vent shaft. Follow the duct, taking a left turn should the SOCOM bullets be required. Using first person view to look down into the grates will reveal the guard on duty, Johnny Sasaki.
Oh, kinda damn cold. I hate Alaska. Boy, oh boy, that woman is built all right.
Proceed to the end of the main duct where an imprisoned metal silver bar can be seen down another grate before reaching the position above the DARPA chief's cell.
Is that a woman? Not him.
Who's that?
I'm here to save you. You're the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson, right?
You here to save me, huh? What's your outfit?
I'm the pawn they sent here to save your worthless butt. Metal Gear.
DARPA Chief Donald Anderson reveals that Metal Gear Rex can be deactivated with a secret detonation override code, but dies of a heart attack.
We've had a couple of run-ins in the past. Pentagon. What is it?
Hey, what happened?
Dead.
After the DARPA chief dies, Meryl Streep will escape her cell and knock the guard unconscious before opening the chief's cell.
Don't move! So you killed the chief, you bastard! Liquid? No, you're not. Don't move!
Is this the first time you ever pointed a gun at a person? Your hands are shaking. Can you shoot me, rookie?
Careful, I'm no rookie.
Liar. That nervous glance, that scared look in your eyes. They're rookie's eyes if I ever saw them. You've never shot a person, am I right?
You talk too much.
You haven't even taken the safety off, rookie.
I told you I'm no rookie!
Meanwhile, a group of guards will gather outside the cell area and proceed to attack Snake and
Open
Meryl.
that door. You've got a card, don't you?
Why?
So we can get the hell out of here.
Looks like we'll be a little delayed.
Okay, so here we are fighting the heavily armed genome soldiers. The soldiers attack in waves of 3, which Meryl will help to defeat. The first wave of soldiers must be killed by Snake himself, since Meryl will initially refuse to fire.
I'm telling you, shoot!
After a couple of waves, they will throw in some grenades, which can be avoided by hiding in the corners by the door.
Thanks for the help.
Wait! Who are you?
You fool! You've killed him!
I'm sorry, sir.
His mental shielding was very strong. I could not dive into his mind.
Now we'll never get that detonation code.
Boss, I have a good idea.
Naomi, I just had some kind of hallucination. Is it from the nanomachines?
No, Snake. The nanomachines are functioning properly.
So what was it?
It must have been psychometric interference coming from Psycho Mantis, Foxhound's psychic. Think of it as a mental feedback loop.
So that was Mantis.
After the fight, head south from the cell to procure more soaking bullets. Then use the elevator to the north and select the second floor basement B2. The floor of the armory has several trap doors located between the northern storage rooms. Falling in will result in an instant game over. However, they can easily be seen with thermal goggles. If the goggles have not been procured, the traps can still be avoided should Snake move quick enough, as they will emit an audible sound shortly before opening. Enter the north center room using the level 1 card to pick up C4 plastic explosives. To reach the second hostage, Kenneth Baker, use the C4 to blow a path through a series of walls where the entrance used to be. having been cemented over but not painted, search for areas of the walls that are a different colour using first person view. As no guards are currently present, the alert mode will not be raised upon detonating the C4. The location to blast is located on the south wall at the southwest corner. There are also several hidden rooms that can be accessed in the same way, which contain additional items and ammunition. Snake locates another hostage, Arms Tech President Kenneth Baker, but is confronted by FOXHOUND member Revolver Ocelot. He's a legend, he is.
Am I too late? He's alive. You're the Arms Tech President, Kenneth Baker, right? Don't worry, I'm here to save you.
No, don't touch it!
C4.
Right. Touch that wire, and the C4 will blow up along with the old man. So you're the one that the boss keeps talking about.
And you?
Special Operations Foxhound. Revolver Ocelot. I've been waiting for you, Solid Snake. Now we'll see if the man can live up to the legend. This is the greatest handgun ever made. The Colt Single Action Army. 6 bullets, more than enough to kill anything that moves. Now I'll show you why they call me Revolver. Draw! Draw! Hiding won't help you. I understand the bullets you see. I make them go where I want. I love to reload during a battle. There's nothing like the feeling of slamming a long silver bullet into a well-greased chamber. All right, I'm alive again. Let's go. Better hurry up. The old man's not gonna last too long. Don't you want to settle this? You're pretty good. Just what I'd expect from the man with the same code as the boss. It's been a long time since I had such a good fight. But
their gunfight is interrupted by a mysterious cyborg ninja who cuts off Ocelot's right hand.
Stealth camouflage. Can't you even die right? You were lucky. We'll meet again! Who are you? I like you. I have no name. That exoskeleton.
Can you talk?
Who are you?
I'm not one of them. The DARPA chief told me he gave them his detonation code. What about yours?
Baker briefs Snake on the Metal Gear project and advises him to contact Merrill, whom he gave a PAL card that might prevent the launch, but he also dies of a sudden heart attack. What's going on here, huh?
What? Doesn't Metal Gear use currently existing technology?
Metal Gear itself does, but... What did you do to me? Oh, no. Oh, no, it can't be. Those Pentagon bastards. So, they actually went and did it.
What are you talking about?
They're just using you for...
What the hell? Colonel, are you listening? Now he's dead too.
I have no idea.
Don't lie to me.
It looked like another heart attack, but...
Some kind of poison?
Well, there are lots of drugs that can cause a heart attack in large doses. For example, potassium chloride or dioxides, but we won't be able to tell without doing an autopsy.
Damn!
Snake, I want you and Merrill to work together.
Can I trust her?
More than you can trust me. Get in contact with her.
Snake, there's a lot of electrical interference coming from there. It should be okay if you do burst transmission like us, but normal transmission is probably impossible. Try moving away from that area.
Snake, get a hold of yourself.
Naomi, what the hell was that ninja thing? A member of FOXHOUND?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, we have no one like that in our unit.
Is that right?
Snake, I'm counting on you.
After returning to the north part of the armory to escape the electronic jamming, contact Merrill by codec. Her codec frequency is written on the back of the game's CD case, 140.15. She will then prepare to unlock the cargo door located on the first floor for Snake to pass through. Now we need to watch out for the heavily armed troops that are now patrolling the area. Procure the FAMAS rifle from the southeast storage room using the level 2 card while avoiding the infrared beams that have been set up inside. The beams can be made visible at either cigarette smoke or infrared goggles, or just do what I done. I just crawled underneath them. Head north to the elevator, then take it up to the first floor. Okay, we're back at the tanker hangar 1 and the goal here is to head through the opened cargo door. After reaching the first floor, Merrill will inform Snake that the cargo door has now been unlocked.
Who are you?
I was really impressed with the way you busted yourself out of there.
The one from the prison?
You're the Colonel's niece, Merrill, right?
No, it's not him. Just exactly who are you?
I'm the fool that your uncle sent all alone into the middle of this whole mess.
You came by yourself? You think you're some kind of one-man army?
I don't need lectures. You're just like your uncle, you know?
How do you know my uncle?
We go way back.
What's your name?
My name's not important.
Aha! Could you be Snake? Are you Solid Snake?
That's what some people call me.
The legendary Solid Snake? You? Sorry about before. I wasn't sure if you were one of the good guys.
But I knew you were.
How?
It's your eyes.
My eyes?
They're not soldiers' eyes.
And they're rookies' eyes, right?
No, they're beautiful, compassionate eyes.
Oh, just what I'd expect from the legendary Solid Snake. You trying to sweep me off my feet?
Don't worry, you'll land back on them once you meet me. The reality is no match for the legend, I'm afraid.
Oh, I don't believe that.
Why did you look so surprised when you saw my face?
Because you look just like him.
You mean the terrorist leader, Liquid Snake?
Yeah, you know him? You're not brothers, are you?
I have no family.
So what's the deal then?
Who knows? Why don't you ask him? But first I want some information. You were involved in this exercise from the beginning. What exactly happened here?
I'm sorry. I was captured along with President Baker right after the terrorist attack.
That's okay. But what is this place? I don't think it's just a nuclear weapons disposal facility.
Boy, oh boy, it's just like them. Nobody told you anything, did they? Okay, you see, this place isn't really for disposing nuclear weapons. This base is owned and operated by a dummy corporation of arms tech.
This is a civilian base?
Right, for the development of Metal Gear.
Colonel.
FOXHOUND and the Next Generation Special Forces were called here for the test launching of a dummy nuclear warhead.
Why FOXHOUND?
Because they're a special ops group used to handling top secret missions. They figured they could help keep it all hush-hush.
But we must have fired nuclear warheads before. Why just this time?
I heard it was because this was to be a final test before the formal adoption of the Metal Gear program. That's what I heard anyway.
Sounds kind of fishy. So what do you think the terrorists want?
Sorry, I'm not sure. I was captured with President Baker right after the revolt started.
Oh yeah, that's when he gave you the detonation code override keys, right?
That's right.
Amazing you were able to keep him hidden from the guards.
Well, women have more hiding places than men. Anyway, you met Baker, huh? How's he holding up?
He's dead.
What?
Heart attack. Same as the DARPA chief.
The chief died from a heart attack too?
Yeah. Was either of them sick or anything?
No, not that I heard of.
Well, I don't believe in coincidences. Something funny's going on.
Sounds like it, but I have no idea what.
Me neither. Yet. Do you know the person who designed Metal Gear?
You mean Dr. Emmerich?
Yes. Is he still alive?
Probably. He should be in the research lab in the second floor basement of the nuclear warhead storage building to the north.
Second floor basement?
Yeah, that's where his lab is. I think they're forcing him to work on the nuclear launching program.
So they'll need him alive until that's done anyway.
Then we better do something before he finishes.
You're right. In case we can't override the detonation code in time, I need to ask him how to destroy Metal Gear.
You plan to take that thing on by yourself, Snake?
It won't be the first time.
Oh.
What's the best way to get to the building where the doctor is being held?
There's a cargo door on the first floor of this building that leads to the north.
What's the security level of the door there?
5. But it's okay. I've got a level 5 card.
Well, I've got to go save the doctor. You should go.
I'm going with you.
No way. You're still too green. I want you to hide somewhere.
I'm not green.
Oh, yes, you are. You pause for just 1 second in front of your enemy and it's all over. Good luck doesn't last forever.
Before passing through, travel to the east storage room to procure a suppressor for the SOCOM pistol. The guard inside will be facing away from the door and will occasionally fall asleep. Either break his neck or take the suppressor quickly while he is sleeping. As you can see, I just preferred to break his neck. Using the recently acquired security guards, head up the stairs to the west and clear out the now accessible storage rooms. Cardboard box A is located in the west room, while the mine detector is located in the northeast room.
Snake, I unlocked the cargo door for you.
Thanks. Where are you?
Where I can see ya.
Don't move around too much.
Don't worry, I'm disguised in this enemy uniform.
You won't be for long with the way you walk.
What does that mean?
Nothing.
Listen, Snake, the cargo door is like an airlock. It's equipped with infrared sensors. Be careful. If an intruder is sensed, gas is released.
Gas?
Okay, so we'll meet at the nuclear warhead storage building.
Wait, you said you'd stay put and be a good girl.
I changed my mind.
Don't get careless. That's when things always turn sour.
Sorry, but this is the only way I can figure out whether or not I'm cut out to be a soldier. I gotta get my hands dirty.
These guys are professionals. You're gonna get yourself killed.
See you there.
A guard will patrol the upper walkway, so avoid making footstep noises on the walkway's floor grating by crawling. Or, in my case, I just shot him. On the lower floor, head northwest through the open cargo door. Immediately equip the thermal goggles or cigarettes to avoid the RI beams. Tripping a beam will cause the door to seal shut and nerve gas will fill the room, resulting in a game over.
You probably can't see them with your naked eyes, but there are infrared beams coming out of that wall. Touch any one of them and the doors will seal off and the place will be flooded with poison gas. Somehow you've got to get through without setting off those sensors.
After avoiding the beams, head outside to the canyon. So the goal here is to head to the nuclear warhead storage building. After entering the canyon, Snake will receive a codec call from the mysterious Deep Throat, warning him that Claymore mines have been set in the area.
Who are you?
Just call me Deep Throat.
Deep Throat? The informant from the Watergate scandal?
Never mind about that.
You're not using burst transmission. Are you nearby?
Listen, there's a tank in front of your position waiting to ambush you.
Who are you anyway? One of your fans.
Again, equip the mine detector or thermal goggles to see the mines, which can be picked up by crawling over them. After passing the mines, continue heading north. A tank, commanded by Vulcan Raven, will then attempt to halt Snake's progress.
This is Raven's territory. Snakes don't belong in Alaska. I will not let you pass. Send him a message. That's right, you belong on the ground. You should crawl on the ground like the snake you are. Come, let's fight!
To defeat the tank, there are 2 gunners that must be eliminated. The tank's life gauge is that of both gunners. When the battle starts, use a chaff grenade before moving from cover. The tank's electronic sensors will then be disabled, and its primary weapon, the main cannon, will be unable to target Snake. Raven will only fire the cannon when Snake is far away from the tank, so it is recommended to stay close to it for the entire battle. Simply use more chaff to avoid the cannon if forced to move away while procuring more grenades. When close enough, use grenades to damage the tank, throwing them as close to the gunner's hatch as possible. If the tank is moving around too much to make a clear throw, claymore mines or alternatively C4 can be placed in front or under the tank's treads to damage them, slowing its movement considerably to a snail's pace when damaged significantly. The machine gun can be avoided by running circles around the tank also. After defeating the tank, Solid Snake retrieves the level 3 security card from one of the dead gunners and proceeds to the nuclear warhead storage building.
Well, boss, I hope you are happy. He got the card.
We'll play with him a little longer.
You would be wise not to underestimate him.
What did you think of him?
He is just as you said. In battle, he is as if possessed by a demon. Much like you, I would expect no less.
See? I told you so, but I will kill him.
So, General Ivan, I hear he took your hand as well as your dignity.
Watch your tongue, shaman.
In the language of the Sioux people, Sioux means snake. It is known as an animal to be feared.
Well, Snake is mine now. When I meet him next, I'll take special care of him.
Not yet. Don't kill him yet.
He and I will meet again in battle.
Same prediction as always?
Yes, the raven on my head. It thirsts for his blood.
Well, there you go. Okay folks, that concludes the first part of the Metal Gear walkthrough for the Sony PlayStation based on the normal difficulty setting. So this episode covers the start of the game, mainly taking place within the tank hangar on Shadow Moses Island, and concludes with the entrance into the nuclear warhead storage building. So what do I think of this game so far? Well, for a start, we all must remember that this PlayStation 1 game is now 25 years old. Therefore, the graphics will always look dated compared to where we are today with Metal Gear Solid. However, for me, I did quickly adjust to the graphics. What has not dated within the game is the plot, gameplay and music, which is still as brilliant today as it was back in 1998. This is a great classic and groundbreaking game that is worthy for everybody's collection. Gaming history at its best. So please stay tuned for the next episode, and meantime please leave a comment, like my video, and please join my team by subscribing to my channel. Much appreciated, and I will definitely subscribe to your channel too if you do that. See you all soon and have a great day, people. Bye bye.